Hello, and welcome to Alchemy Mindset. I'm your host, Anna Hasty, business mindset coach for women and a sound healer. If you are ready to become the most aligned, magnetic, and confident businesswoman you are worthy and deserving of being, then this show is for you. This is where I share everything from mindset, energy, and spirituality, and how to embody your future self in business and life. Sprinkle that with deeply relaxing sound healings and meditations, and you have the Alchemy Mindset podcast. Hit subscribe so you always get the latest episode. Now let's begin. Hello, my dear beautiful listener, and welcome back to another episode of Alchemy Mindset. I am your host, Anna Hasty, and it's again, as always, such a pleasure to have you on board listening to this episode. And today I am sharing with you the mystical and transformational energy of the winter solstice. And I'm also sharing with you why holding a ritual and journaling during this time is so essential for personal growth and living your best life. Now, at the time of this recording, this episode will apply to those in the southern hemisphere because our winter solstice happens in June, which is obviously the same time of year in the northern hemisphere where it's the summer solstice. So if you're from the northern hemisphere and you want to listen to this when it's the winter solstice, I say you can save this for later and come back to it in 6 months' time. Or listen in anyway, because you may gain some insights and some little fun tips that help you create a ritual for your summer solstice. Okay, so grab a cozy blanket and a warm cup of tea, a pen and a notebook, because I am also including journal prompts that will help you with your ritual and tuning into this magical time of year. And let's begin. So I have to ask you, do you feel it around you and in you right now? Do you feel it? That there is really something special and deeper about this time of year? That when we're entering this, really it is the halfway point of the year when we're coming into that solstice winter energy where our days are the shortest, we get the longest night and the shortest day. And I'm just wondering, do you feel it? Because I've been really feeling it over the last few weeks that there's something special coming up, and it's a really time for that inner reflection, that tuning in, that taking a moment to reflect on what has passed up until now, and not necessarily creating or setting big goals or intentions or doing a lot of action, but just having that inward reflection time and reconnection to yourself. Now, that's also partly why I created the mid-year reset event that's happening on Saturday, the 22nd of June here in Broome. So by the time this comes out, if there's still some places left, come and join me at the Buddha Sanctuary from 10:30 to 12:30, where we will be going through a beautiful mid-year reset workshop that harnesses that beautiful energy of the solstice as well as the full moon that also sits on the 22nd. And I just love numbers. I love special rituals. I love this time of year. It just gets my full goddess, spiritual, creational self flowing. And I just feel like this is a time where we really need to just tune in and harness this energy that's all around us, because that's what nature is intending for us to do. That is why our spirits feel this way. That is what we're tuning in and receiving at this moment in time. So if you are feeling these things, don't ignore it. Embrace it. Go with it and trust it. The worst thing you can do is fight it, because you're fighting yourself. You're fighting elements of who you truly are. Now, I also want to say, if you're not really feeling this kind of energy around you and you're like, am I broken? Am I dysfunctional in some way? No, you are not. Everybody tunes into something a little bit different and will have more significance maybe at other times of the year, or perhaps this is a time for you to go, well, if I'm not feeling it, what is happening in and around my life that may not allow me to be present within myself and my energy and my own spirituality? What is it that's keeping me away from tuning into these things? So listen to this episode, gain some insights on what the winter solstice is about and why rituals are so important, and how you can create your own so that you can, if you're not feeling it, tune into something that is actually there, that is a special time for us. So the winter solstice is all about new beginnings, change, and taking a moment to reflect. It's the longest night of the year and the shortest day, and it means that light and the days are going to start to lengthen slowly from this moment onwards. So it's like we're in the depths, the darkest point of winter, and that slowly we're going to be re-emerging and coming back more and more into the light. It's a perfect opportunity to dive deep into those shadowy corners of our soul without fear, letting go of what is holding us back. And, let's face it, we all love to know the good things about us and highlight all the wins and all the amazing things we've done. And we don't often like to just sit there and go, well, that was a bit of a shit time for me over the last season. And I acknowledge that. And what did I learn about myself? Or how could I support myself in these things? Or how can I celebrate myself for navigating those harder or tougher times? As we release the old, we make space to dream and plan for the fresh energy that's on its way. New life, longer days, and a whole new season is just about to start for us. And that is really, really, really exciting because we all know how we feel in winter, and having the summer months on the horizon and knowing that days are getting slowly lighter and the weather will eventually get warmer does give us such a sense of hope and renewal, and just that sense of play and lightness that comes with the sun. So it's a beautiful time to embrace this powerful moment to set our intentions and align with the universal flow. Now, I will say as well, like for us Broomies that are here above, can't remember what parallel, or we're above the Tropic of Capricorn anyway, and we're closer to the equator. So for us, we get a lot more warmer weather throughout the year, and we're not necessarily familiar with experiencing the deeper, darker depths of winter that our southern comrades in the southern states or the eastern states might. And for us, I feel like sometimes it's harder for us to comprehend, largely because we have pretty much all the time, just going to promote Broom here for you, by the way, lots of sun. Like we live in such a sunny, gloriously blue sky, fabulous weather just about all year round, except for the wet season when you get a bit hot and sweaty with the humidity. But let's just say you get a lot of sun here all year round. It does rain. We do get cloudy moments, but that's a smaller part of our year than what we do naturally. So I feel like at this time of year, we're not used to being in those deeper, darker months, even though we may feel hibernatory within ourselves, like cyclically or cyclically, we may feel hibernatory or slower or quieter or a bit more internal. But because we get so much sunshine and the weather is still relatively gloriously warm and beautiful, like high 20s, low 30s, we do get cool mornings and cool nights, but it's a really nice time of year. I know, please come and visit. But it's also a time of year where we get super busy hosting friends and family, and the tourists love to flock here to escape those colder, wintry days of the south. And business here gets busy because we are catering for tourists, and there is always more people here, and there's always something happening. Like this time of year, there is never a dull moment in your calendar. There is always something just about every single moment of the weekend and during the week, and you can feel super busy from being in such a busy energy. Like even if you're, I live and work from home. So it's only when I go out to the shops I go, wow, the rest of Broome is really like heaving, and you see tourists driving around and there's cars parked, left, right and center, and caravans are everywhere. So, there's a lot of energy and a lot of flux, and it's busy. So I feel like sometimes it feels very contradictory that we are in this busy cycle of life, but yet we're meant to be in this kind of more restful, quieter state of being, which is what winter would normally encapsulate for us. So welcome to the modern life, I guess. But I will say that even though we feel that, and I feel like sometimes we're in this busyness that goes against the grain, and you may understand that from where you live. Maybe you do live in one of the southern states and it gets colder, but you're still in that busy go, go, go activity. I think this is where we really need to tune into our energy and frequency to see what it is that we truly need to attend to, and take those conscious moments to pause, stop, breathe, reflect, and rest. Supercharge our energy and our batteries so that we can continue with the goals and our intentions that we're working towards and that we're building momentum on as we approach the next season. So yeah, winter is meant to be a time of hibernation. I keep thinking of that bear that goes into the cave. But welcome to the modern life where it might not be like that. So have a reflect on that in yourself. Like, where do you take time and moments to pause with intention and just go, you know what? This morning I'm just going to sit with a cup of tea and just rest and know that that's okay because that's what my energy needs. Always remember, you're not a robot and you're not like the ever ready bunny, the battery bunny that used to run around and just run. We do need to stop and recharge our batteries. Anyway, so the power of rituals during the winter solstice can be incredibly grounding and empowering. When we create rituals, we honor the cycles of nature and our own personal rhythms. And I love a ritual. I love a ceremony. I love a ritual. It just feels like I'm really attending to something within myself that isn't necessarily the same as like washing my face or brushing my hair and putting makeup on and some nice clothes. I'm actually honoring a part of myself that has an energetic essence within me, and that needs honoring in some way, shape, or form. And to be honest, look, rituals don't have to be super elaborate. They can be really simple and really short. They don't have to be lengthy, long days of things. It can be just really short and really simple, such as lighting a candle, meditating, spending some time in nature, maybe just, going to your favorite place in nature with a cup of tea and just sitting there and just looking at nature. Turn your phone off, please, if you do that, or take your smartwatch off so you're not pinged all the time with notifications, and just sit there and just sip your tea and just be quiet for a little moment. That is a really beautiful thing all in itself. The key is intention. By setting intentions during a ritual, you're setting powerful messages to the universe, to spirit, about what you want to manifest in your life, about what you're wanting to attend to, about what is happening with you, what you may be ready to let go of as well. Maybe it's something that you're wanting to honor and continue within your life. So let's talk about journaling here. Journaling is a fantastic tool for personal growth, and it allows you to process your thoughts and emotions and reflect on your experiences, as well as gain clarity about your goals and desires. Not everybody's a big journaler. I get that. Some people, including myself, sometimes I've just grabbed my phone and I've hit voice record, and I will just verbally spew out whatever is on my heart or my mind in that moment into a little voice note, which then just disappears into my phone and I never listen to it again. Pretty much the same thing. Or sometimes I hit record on my camera on my phone and I'll just record a video of myself expressing whatever is on my heart in that moment in time. And that for myself is so releasing and so liberating. So if you're not a pen writer and that is something that you don't resonate with, you can look for other forms of doing journaling, and voice noting or video recording yourself is just as beneficial and has a purpose. So during the winter solstice, journaling can help you tap into the deep reflective energy of this time. And it's about acknowledging what has been, releasing what no longer serves you, and also envisioning what you want to create moving forward. So I want to share with you now how you can create your own winter solstice ritual and journaling practice. And here are some really super simple steps. I'm also going to include some resources that can help you within creating your rituals. So for example, there's a few episodes on my podcast, which I'm going to list that you can go and listen to support you in your meditation. And I've also got some resources on my resource or my shop page or my website where you can also download meditations that can assist you in creating space, creating setting the scene, creating the energy around your ritual. So let's start by setting the scene. Bookmark some time out for yourself. Straightforwards. It's not hard. Just choose a time, choose a day. It doesn't necessarily have to be on the solstice. I mean, look, you may not have known it or realized it was solstice and you were like, oh, wait, I'm listening to this 2 weeks later. That's okay. You're still under this energy of winter. You are still under the energy of what is flowing around you. You can take a moment to tune in and do this little ritual. Choose a time, choose a day. Let's set the scene. So find a quiet, comfortable space where you're not disturbed. This might be outside. It could be on your favorite lounge chair. Maybe you just want to choose a corner of your living room. If you've got a fireplace and you can light a fire, amazing. You could put some candles there, some incense. You could get some elements of winter from outside, some wood or leaves or crystals, things like that. You may want to play some soft, calming music. And just take a few moments to just ground yourself. Once you're all comfy, you've got set your scene, you've created your little space, take a moment to ground yourself. Now, this can be simply as just taking a few deep breaths in and out. Perhaps you want to visualize roots extending your feet deep into the earth and to anchor you in. But I also have a grounding meditation. I've got 2 on my podcast. So you could tune into episode 5. which is a sound bath to help you ground and unwind. I've also got another one. This is really cheeky of me. I'm actually going through my podcast as I'm recording this. So just bear with me because, sometimes I've got them mainly all listed, but I'm just going to be honest here with you. I'm actually going through, I've clicked all the wrong buttons. I am going through all the ones I've got here as we go along. So there's a sound bath to help you ground and unwind. And I know there is another one. I've also got episode 15, a mini sound bath for relaxation. I'll include the link there for you. And then there's also some just normal sound baths as well for you. There's a grounding meditation for busy times that was recorded during my wedding week. So that one could also be very helpful if you feel like your energy has been really super busy. And let's have a quick look. I've got an episode on energy hygiene, which is a really good one for you to listen to because I think coming into a space and cleansing and clearing yourself, which is actually a resource I have on my website. I'm going to include that in the link. Cleansing and clearing your energy when you're doing this kind of ritual helps create space around you, creates clarity, releases something that no longer serves you, helps you to basically shed your energetic coat from the day or the week or the month or the year, and gives you a sense of like calmness. Like what's the word? I want to say like you've had an energetic bath and that you're in a space of just in a more like a higher vibration, I guess, to receive and to go within a little ritual. That one takes at least, I think, 10 minutes. It's not very lengthy. I've also got a sound bath for visualizing, which is great. So that might help you with the reflections while you're meditating. And I've also got a guided breathing meditation. If you want one just to breathe, tune in, and get yourself settled and feel a little bit calmer. So I will include all those in the show notes so you can tap into them if you want to go back and play any of them, etc. Okay, so once you've done that, you've grounded yourself, you've cleansed and cleared your energy, you've cleansed and cleared the room, you've got yourself into a nice, beautiful flow. Reflect and journal. This is where we start. You may have some journal prompts that you already like and that you want to follow, or you can use these ones that I've listed below. And I've also got them in the show notes so that if you don't remember what I've said as I'm going through them, you can copy and paste them or write them out from there. If you need to, while you go grab yourself a pen and paper if you haven't already got one, or just tune in and flow with what's coming through as I read them out. So the first one is, what have I absolutely loved about my life over the last season? What did I learn about myself? What was the most difficult thing I navigated over this last period of time, and how have I matured as a result of it? What dreams have grown within me, and what dreams have faded away? What brings me the most enjoyment and I want more of? What would feel really nourishing for me in the next season, spiritually, emotionally, or physically? So have a look in those aspects of your life. Spiritually, could it be, receiving more energy healings or sound baths, or doing some breath work, or doing some inner development work to release any fears or limiting beliefs or habits or behaviors? Maybe it's tuning into like doing more spiritual practices, playing with oracle cards, or learning a technique or something like that. That would fit in with there. Emotionally, like, how are you feeling emotionally? What do you feel like you need to tend to within yourself that can support you emotionally? And physically, what do you need to physically nourish you in the next season? Like, could it be drinking more water or herbal teas, or going to go get that blood test done, or go to the doctor for that thing, or maybe it's getting more massages or facials or booking for the chiro, whatever it is, tune in. What would feel really nourishing for you in the next season? Because the truth is, it's not necessarily about setting new intentions or goals, which if you do want to do that and you want to write about things you want to manifest and bring into the future, write that down. In the next season, I want to bring into my life this, or that, and really tap into the feelings over how you want to feel, what emotions would come through from having achieved that thing. And when you do write that in a way that it's to yourself as if it's already happened. Because if you write it in that present, it's already happened state, the subconscious mind believes that it's already happened because it doesn't know what's real or imaginary, the past or the future. It only knows now. So, for example, it could be, I am so amazed with myself. I am so excited and so happy as to what has just unfolded. I have received blah, blah, blah. I have just done blah, blah, blah. I manifested blah, blah, blah. So you are kind of talking like as if it's already happened, maybe a bit in the past tense, but you get what I'm saying here, right? As if it's already happened, as if it's already yours, but not necessarily the thing, but how you're feeling over it, because your feelings and your emotions guide you more strongly to what you want to manifest rather than just words and a list, as they say, a list of things that you want to bring forwards. Okay. So really tune into the experience as if it's already happened. It creates that visualization in your mind that this is the truth and this is already that there is. And the subconscious mind will work more powerfully with the universe as the co-creators to bring forwards what you want to bring into your life. That and or something better. It'll be amazing. So once you've done some journaling, one thing I would also highly recommend in here is write yourself a love letter. Again, that can be in that sense of like things that you've achieved, what you're wanting to bring out, or it could be just a love letter. Like I did one the other day and it was literally my higher self coming through, just reminding me that I'm fabulous, that I'm great, and things are all working out in my favor and that it's okay and I'm okay. And the messages were just such beautiful reassurance. I just loved it. So write yourself a love letter and just continue writing and see where the flow of your pen goes. When you allow that to happen, your pen can just suddenly be channeling your higher self or spirit, and quite profound messages can often come through. Now, at the end of all of this, when you've done your ritual, done your journaling, give thanks. Give thanks to yourself. Close the ritual by giving thanks to yourself, the universe, spirit, nature, and for this moment, the reflection and the intention setting that you've done. Now, if you want to, you can burn the pages that you've written on in a little ritual, particularly if you're in front of your very own fireplace, or you could do it outside in a little safe place. I will put a word of warning here. Please do not leave any fires unattended. Make sure you've poured water on any ashes just to make sure there is no further fires that could unfold. Let's be smart here and let it go. Release it into the ether. Know that it's being received. Or if you want to, file it away and maybe read it in 6 months' time during the next solstice. See what has unfolded and what you have learned about yourself. The winter solstice is a powerful time for inner reflection, setting intentions, and embracing new beginnings. By holding a ritual and journaling, you're aligning yourself with the natural rhythms of the universe and opening the door for personal growth and transformation. So I hope you found this episode really insightful and really meaningful, and as a way to support yourself in creating your own rituals for around the solstice time. Thank you so much for joining me as always, and I hope you feel more inspired from this episode. If you enjoyed it, please, 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 please hit that little follow or subscribe button and leave a review. They just really do help my podcast to grow. And if you feel like this episode could be shared out to your community or somebody who may need it right now, please do that. Jump onto social media. Let me know what you thought, what your takeaways were, what you received, what you loved. Also, if there's anything you really want me to touch base on as a topic in the future, let me know. I love inspiration from my listeners. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you really found this inspiring and that it gets you on board with your own ritual and journaling practice. And until next time, I'll speak to you soon. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to today's episode. Please rate and review this podcast so that it can continue to thrive and reach more listeners. I love to know who my listeners are, so please screenshot this episode and tag me on Instagram at Anna F. Hasty. And I look forward to connecting with you in the next episode.